didn't come last night because I thought it was gonna be storming and stuff.
That's okay.
And then it didn't.
You know, this whole summer's been like that. It's been so bizarre.
Hearing, so they need to yell,
I'll
they're either
invite
gonna
her
have
to
to
sit
yell
next
or.
to me.
Well, can we go without this?
Oh, just talk loud.
Yes.
Do you want to move up to the table?
No, I don't wanna sit up to
I
the
was
table.
saying,
Can you hear us,
Morris
Monica?
said.
Sort of.
Sorry.
My hearing aids are coming.
I apologize, it's got the gremlins today.
It's always worked.
Okay.
Is the connection work shipping?
Is this supposed to be connected to something? or
No,
is it
it's
just-
wireless.
The wireless.
With batteries, apparently. So,
Does your Wi-Fi work?
We don't have Wi-Fi through the building, this is a Wi-Fi router
Wow.
just for that.
mm,
A government building, you can't really have Wi-Fi in it,
Really?
because it's too easy to hack.
then we need some better controls.
What?
Then we need some,
We've not had an issue with these.
Yeah, it worked last night, it just doesn't like y'all. Well, it's after 7, so.
yeah, let's get started.
There's 5 members total.
Okay, we'll start. We're gonna start with the pledge of allegiance. The pledge of allegiance.
To the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you all for coming to our monthly meetings. And, okay. One announcement I'll share with my colleagues here is trustee Donna and Susan let us know that in terms of office staff, we're going to have Megan who's going to be helping, and we thankfully have somebody who was a former employee of ours who works now for the Village of Chester, and she's a resident of Washingtonville, and she's going to help train Megan in supporting the board. So Sandy, yes, I mentioned.
I did reach out to Sandy when I saw her and mentioned it to her.
Yes. So Sandy Van Riper is going to help on a temporary basis to get some things organized for planning board and zoning.
All four.
Planning board, zoning board,
ARB
ARB,
and BOE, Board of Ethics.
and Board of Ethics. Good. So past experience years ago with Sandy, she was super organized, and Steve has experience with Sandy. So we're very thankful that that not only is she skilled and going to help out, and that she's a local resident too. So that's great. Okay, so application on the agenda. Mr. Casazza, you have been patiently waiting.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody.
Yes, could you give us just a synopsis of
Yes, it's
what
a,
the requested change is?
it's a busy map, because the surveyor did a very thorough job showing all of the relevant information, but it also makes it somewhat confusing. What's really happening is a very simple lot line change. We have a parcel that we own. It used to be occupied by my wife's parents until they passed away. And it's now occupied by her brother. It's at 19 South Street.
Is that the White House?
The White House up on the hill there. And it sits now on a 1.55 acre parcel. However, over the years, when my mother and father-in-law were there, we took what used to be a horse barn and made it into a garage for the car that they had, so it would be out of the weather. And then there's another building that has been developed into a storage building for the lawn equipment and so on. Neither of those two buildings are on the lot where the house is located. So what this lot line does is modifies the lot lines so that the building that now operates as a garage for the house and the building that operates where we have our lawn equipment and some farm equipment stored are part of that house lot, which would increase in size from 1.5 acres to 3.4 acres. We're borrowing some land from the two adjacent parcels, which we also own. And when we went to the planning board, they raised two issues. One was one of the lines we adopted We didn't draw this line new. It was an existing line, but we adopted it as part of the house lot. Has a violation in the setback requirement. So the planning board wanted us to go to the ZBA and seek a variance. The other issue was because we're cutting off the end of one of the adjacent parcels, they were afraid we were creating a landlocked parcel. And I addressed that by saying we're going to merge the remainder of that parcel into one of the other two parcels. So that parcel will disappear completely. Part of it will become part of the house lot. The rest of it will become part of the remaining parcel. We went to the ZBA, and on July 6th, I believe, the ZBA voted unanimously 3-0 to grant the variance. In the meantime, the planning board has heard back from Orange County, because they referred it to the county. The county had no issues being raised, and so the planning board now has declaration of leading agency,
Right.
input from Orange County, and a variance granted by the ZBA. So my application is to request that you approve this lot line change. Importantly, we're not creating any new lots, we're not creating any parcels that can be developed. There's one house on it, it's going to remain as one house. Any questions?
So it's 19 South Street, and the lot then that is expanding is which lot? 1184?
118-1-4. Currently 1.55 acres, it will become 3.43 acres.
Mhm. And 1-3 and 1-1.1 are what?
118-1-3 is disappearing.
Okay.
Part of it's being absorbed
That's
into the
being-
house lot, and the rest is being absorbed into 121-1.1.
Okay.
When I first went to the planning board, I made this up as a reference to make it a little easier for the board to understand. Route 208 runs along the bottom here. The green area is the existing lot of where the house is located.
Right.
And what we're doing is we're adding this red area to the green area, because this building is the garage, and this building over here is the lawn equipment and the farm equipment store. So this was a little hand
No,
sketch
that's helpful.
to make it a
That's
little
helpful.
easier.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Can you show me where the second lot would be?
The second one.
The 121-1.
There's no 121-1 is the major 84-acre parcel. It runs from here all the way down behind what used to be Spear Lumber and runs all the way down to Woodcock Mountain Road. This map here, this is Route 208 over here. The house I'm talking about is here. This big lot, 121-1 runs from here all the way down to Woodcock Mountain Road. So what we're doing is we're borrowing a little bit of that.
Well, not borrowing, you're permanently.
Well, transferring.
Transferring.
Yeah, we're grabbing it, you
Well,
know?
borrowing.
Requisitioning.
For
Yeah,
temporary.
we're transferring
Yeah,
a portion of that large 88-acre parcel to the 1.5-acre parcel. And this long, narrow strip along the side here is the one that is being reabsorbed into 121-1.1. There's some history on that. It goes back to the late 70s.
Okay.
All right?
So it's gonna have, that large lot has frontage all the way down.
It has frontage beyond Spears.
Right on the house,
That big
yeah.
hayfield that you see,
Right.
that's all part of the large lot.
Right, right,
And all the way down Woodcock Mountain Road, down to the bottom of that first hill.
right, that's the one that's for sale,
Yes, it is, that and the other parcel. About 150 acres total.
right.
I'm accepting offers.
Okay. And, any comments, anything? Steve?
Yeah, I just have a couple questions.
Yes, please.
The map I'm looking at now, the plat, is entitled Sketch Map of Lot Line Revision Between Lands of Casazza, et cetera.
Yeah.
I don't see the date and last revised on it. I see a date of May 2, 2022, but is there a more revised map?
This one is revised as of December 13th, 2022.
Okay, I'm sorry, I do see that now.
Yep, that's
It's all the different colors, that's throwing me. What I'd ask is that we have a proper map for filing purposes. My understanding is that the county clerk will require a plat, and the plat cannot be in multicolors, I believe. So whatever the requirements are of the county clerk, we need that map in that form from the applicant with the appropriate boxes for sign-off, which will have to be chairman of the planning board,
Right.
as well as any other, I don't know if the Department of Health has to sign off on this or anyone else. I believe all owners will have to sign as well.
I have an authorization from all the owners to allow me to sign on their behalf. I have copies of that and provide it to you.
Yes, I saw that with respect to the application. I just don't know if that will cover the plat that has to be filed with the county clerk.
So I can get an additional one for that as well. Now, I've worked with this surveyor with a lot line change in the town of Blooming Grove. The same question came up as to the color on the map. She is aware that her final Mylar and paper copies cannot be in color, they're going to be in black. And there's a block here already for the planning board endorsement if and when it's approved. And also, I'm going to request that the surveyor show the date of the ZBA grant of the variance to wipe out this one issue here where there was a potential setback violation. There should be a note on the map saying ZBA granted variance July 6th,
Right.
2023.
And that will entail a further revised map.
Yeah, right.
Just because I'm gonna do a resolution, I wanna make reference to the most recently revised map.
Right, and when that map gets prepared, it'll be sent to you for your review and the planning board for their review. And if everything is fine on that, then they can sign off on it and it can then be delivered to the county for filing.
Realize that in order for me to get the actual resolution of this board, assuming that the board approves the resolution tonight, I have to include in it the most recently revised plat, which I'll await from Mr. Casazza's surveyor or his office.
Right, so can we,
I'll contact the surveyor by email tonight,
okay,
and I'm sure she can prepare the map. I'll tell her that the ZBA granted the variance on July 6th.
let's have some motions first. Oh, the ZBA granted
Yeah, the
variance,
ZBA
yes,
granted,
yes.
that's what has to go on the map.
Right,
And then I'll have her send the copy directly to your attorney.
And by PDF would be fine.
Yes, right, that's what she'll do.
And also, for this board, I just also need to remind the board that there is a moratorium in effect with respect to, that was issued by the Board of Trustees. And it's, I believe, local law number 2 of 2023 with respect to a 6-month moratorium prohibiting the review and approval of certain land development applications in the village of Washingtonville. However, my review of the language of that moratorium as enacted will indicate to me that this is outside of that moratorium, and that is based upon my review of the particular language that the Village Zoning Board of Appeals and the other boards shall not accept any application or grant any approval for a variance or other permit that would have as a result the permitting, construction, and development of any use in any village district, any district within the village. This application is merely a lot line change, which I think under our code may be considered a subdivision, but there is no construction being proposed, no development, no change, physical change of the land. So therefore, my interpretation of it, and I would ask the board to agree or not agree, that this application can move forward because there is no construction being sought.
Right, I agree.
Let's see.
okay, so can we put forth a motion then to move forward if we to do that?
Yes,
And pending the submission
Right.
as you stipulated?
Right, and for the boards, they can note also that last time this was before the board, back on April 25, 2023, a negative declaration was issued by the board, and a written negative declaration has been issued and I believe signed by the prior chairman.
Yes, yeah, I saw that.
So there's no reason why we can't move forward with the application at this time.
Okay. Okay, can we have a motion to approve this lot line change application?
A motion to approve.
And a second? Yes. Second by Shereen, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
And will the board authorize me to prepare the written resolution for the chairman's review and consideration and signature? And if that's the case, I'll do so.
Okay, do you want a motion for that? or-
No, I think it's just as long as you authorize me to do it, should be fine.
You're authorized to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, cool. All right,
Did I talk loud enough?
Do we have any minutes or anything to approve?
no, we don't.
Okay.
No. And, all right, so, the next, meeting, if we have any, agenda items, would be September 12th. One of the things that we've done, with coordination with the trustees was that, what had previously been calendared as 2 meetings a month. As Steve pointed out, the moratorium, it seems that 2 meetings a month for this board would not be necessary. So we're gonna look at calendaring the first Thursday of the month. If we, as things transpire, if we get busier and we need to have some sort of a second meeting, we can always, do that. But the 12th, we'll see if any matters come before us that we do need to do. And the other thing would be training things. I think some of you took training. Did you take anything?
Yes, that's
No.
one and two.
Okay, so maybe we'll use that in 12, maybe if we can see if we can do, we'll look and see if we can get some video training, maybe we can do it here. So we'll try to do
Yeah,
that.
still looking at one of the classes you have to take.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
gonna be up to Lake Placid.
Oh, okay, well, we'll see.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was looking at one of the classes that we have to take, and one of them is up near Lake Placid.
Yeah, but we're gonna look into doing it here, so maybe we might do that on the 12th. We'll see if we can get the technology and spend an hour or two and do some training.
Your meetings are actually the second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday, did I say
Second
first?
Tuesday
Oh,
of
second
every,
Tuesday.
of every month. And
Yeah.
you can, if there are no applications before your board, you can use that as
Yeah,
a
that's
training
what,
session.
that's what our plan would be.
And you can
to
add also.
Get that,
You
yeah.
can add additional.
No, we'll just, we'll just try to do that. Okay. Any other thoughts, matters, questions? Anything from the public? Okay, anybody else? Okay, can we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Made by Williams, second. Shereen? And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So, 7:22.
Thank you, good meeting.
Okay.
Very efficient.
Of course, yes, they might too.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
actually, the shortest meeting I've ever had, I think it was 6 minutes. Last year, there was a 6-minute meeting.